Okay, so my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. We are the closing opposition are proud to extend the branch with a crucial missing part of today's debate. The opening opposition focused on motivation and work ethics, so we go further. Our extension here is that the stigma against laziness play a virtual role into maintaining the amount of mutual responsibility, collaboration, and fairness in a collective system, from families to welfare from all different states. So when you remove this stigma, you don't just liberate individuals, you eroded the moral contrast to hold the communities and hold the people. So they're also individuals as well. So even when they impact vote or act as a cultural mechanism as sustaining their free writings and private social residence. And we prove why the harm of removing it, especially at scale or outweighs benefit. So at any functional society, whether it's a workplace, household, or nation, people choose to rely on each other to do their own part. So by collaborating a fragile, it's dependent on belief that everyone else is also trying. So that's we just in this together. So now what happens if you remove the stigma against the laziness? People feel less obligations to contributions, and they're no longer too strong cultural expectation to do their bit. But others still carry a burden, leading to deep resignation, which is the colleges picking up snacks or taxpayer finding the benefit in your own countries. For those who are opt out of effort entirely, this residential destroy must. So undermine the weaknesses of how poison our collective system, whether it's fewer people to donate it or to welfare workers or burnout from out because their team doesn't carry equal weights, the teams that collapse when effort to no longer expect to encourage others. The stigma then, the society immune system is actually collapsing. It didn't allow collaboration and signal the effort as not still matter. Now let's deal with the analysis of the closing government. So they told us the stigma exists to prompt capitalism and then removing it to act of liberation. Here they were wrong to both mechanism and impact. Firstly, it's misdilutions of power. So the stigma doesn't just from top to down, but it's come from peers, family, communities, and individuals related. So not just capitalism alleged, parents tell kids not to be lazy, but because they capitalize. But because they now afford to build residents, team resident lazy member, not out of ideologies, but because it's unfair. So this is about horizontal accountability, not oppression. Second is remove the stigma, doesn't creating the freedom people need. So in their world, people will suffer. Only now responsibility won't suffer from most of it. So liberation is abandonment. Imagine a friend group where no one plans to do anything, clean a contribution, and we're asking someone to do so, it has seen to shaming. That words bleed chaos and they miss the empathy. So thirdly is more the hazard. When laziness is already overtakes, there are real risks that more people opt out, not because they are bad, not because they are ashamed, but because the government only works when most people are opted. Without soft social pressure like stigma, these solutions are not only not rod or from the inside, they also ban the most of people. For example, public healthcares and welfares. So a lot of different countries, people are proud to work and contribute to each others. So fewer of a system, there are more public shame and pressures for system regulated. So we all know that first the misdiagnosis of power. The stigma doesn't just go to top or down. It comes from peers, family, and individuals that help us, not just capitalize the benefit. Second, remove the stigma or did not create anything from the people. It's only create more deep down. In the world, people still suffer from a lot of different things. Only now the responsibility won't suffer more. The pressure doesn't just disappear, it just shifts the fewer from shoulders. That isn't just liberation, it's abandonment for a lot of people. Imagine if your friend or just like a group of friends didn't actually plan anything, clean or contribute for societies, and we're asking someone to do so is seen for the shaming that people don't work together. So that sounds like a breed chaos, not the empathy that people have. Where laziness is destroyed, there are no real risk to people can opt out, not because they are bad, not because they are worthful, but because it's is a path to release residents, not collective system like schools, hospital, or government. So only work when most people will opt in. Without soft social pressure like stigma, these solutions are bad because they are from the rot from the inside. So, low country, people are proud to work and contribute to state because there are shared ethics to the effort that people make. So why don't our countries do that as well? When they feel opposite our system, they are publicly shamed, and this pressure or shame legally. So when they told the stigma exists to prop up, capitalize, and remove that it's an act of liberation, here's why they're wrong in both mechanisms and the impact that they give. So now imagine a world where Nazis are no longer have existed, or sadly delectating the world where receiving the support isn't just like the policy, they are receiving the support isn't just tolerated from each others. It's neutral. Over time, resident growth, finding job or political support is welfare weaken. You don't just remove the compassionate state, you get less from one, even one can even get. So for example, the family unit. So families usually we know that they are supported from families, individuals, and people are related. So what happened if one sibling refused to help one of the houses and no one allowed to call them lazy? The burden fall from one another. So over time, this leads to emotional burnout, so conflicts and breakdown to relationship that between a lot of people. Stigma isn't to remind us that we own something that from each other, not from the shameness that we have. So if one sibling refuses to help others, then no one says we are laziness. So the stigma against laziness play a virtual role in maintaining the mutual responsibility of a lot of people, collaboration and fairness collective system, from family to welfare and state. So these reasons we're proud to propose. Thank you.